For years, we've been told that China is our economic partner. But is that true, or are they delivering Trojan horses? A recent proposed US ban on Chinese electric vehicles may shed light on the following. China isn't interested in fair competition. It wants dominance and control of the electric vehicle market. Now, Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown is suggesting an outright ban on electric vehicle imports from China. Let me be clear about something. I too distrust the Chinese government, but I understand there's a significant difference between the government and the people it governs. There are more good things to say about Chinese culture, people, and contributions to our own country, from playing a role in the Manhattan Project to contributions in space, explorations, mathematics, and beyond. Oh, and apologies for mispronouncing Chinese words. Now, move over, Tesla. There's a new sheriff in town. BYD, a Chinese automaker you may not be familiar with, has quietly become the world's leading seller of electric vehicles. It and other Chinese EV manufacturers are taking the lead in EVs with the help of Winnie the Pooh. BYD's ascension to the top of the EV industry is a story of strategic brilliance and capitalizing on opportunity. They weren't just another automaker dipping their toes in the electric pool. Their roots in battery production gave them a crucial head start. Owning the battery supply chain translates to cost advantages and the ability to innovate faster. But it's not just about the tech under the hood. BYD offers a wider range of EVs compared to Tesla's current focus on premium models. This lets them cater to a broader customer base, from budget-conscious buyers to those seeking spacious family SUVs. The final piece of the puzzle? Strategic expansion. BYD is aggressively entering new markets in Southeast Asia and Europe, positioning itself to dominate as the global demand for EVs explodes. China's $3.7 billion subsidy in BYD's early days shouldn't be discounted entirely, but it seems to have been more of a launching pad than a crutch. BYD's current growth appears to be fueled by its own strategic choices and technological advancements. So the next time you hear about electric vehicles, remember BYD, the game changer with a recipe for disrupting the industry and becoming a major force in the electric future. BYD's got the moves for sure, but China's behind them and, the whole government control thing. Can we trust them to play fair in the global EV market? BYD's electric vehicles are taking the world by storm, but hold on a sec. We've all heard the stories about intellectual property vanishing acts and whispers of a not-so-level playing field. In a predominantly capitalist world economy, how far will Chinese-backed companies go to gain market share? China's rise to EV dominance with BYD at the forefront is undeniable. But with every victory lap, concerns about fair play echo louder. The specter of intellectual property theft and a government with a heavy hand in the market raises serious questions about trust. While China's EV ventures in the US market add another layer of complexity, the potential for strong-arming tactics and disregard for IP rights has many on edge. Is this just healthy competition or a land grab fueled by questionable practices? The answer remains to be seen. As BYD continues to dominate headlines, the question of China's EV ambitions will be critical to watch. BYD's meteoric rise has sparked global conversation about China's role in the EV industry and mounting concerns from legacy automakers and non-Chinese newcomers alike. Japan disrupted the American auto industry in the 20th century, and now it seems China is poised to do the same with EVs. As the gap widens in China's favor between BYD and leaders like Tesla, the situation will become dire for non-Chinese manufacturers. China's involvement raises a bunch of questions. The Chinese government requires companies to store their customers' data in mainland China and grant access to it. What do you suppose the Chinese government will do if company X has valuable data stored somewhere in the country with unlimited access? Let's not forget about the environment. China isn't known for having the most stringent environmental protection regulations, though it did sign the Paris Agreement, so there's that. Then there's the whole labor situation. Xinjiang, a province in China, is known for its less than pleasant work conditions. in which people from rural areas have been known to be taken to factories by force. Finally, the Chinese government likes to keep things close to the vest. Subsidies, production goals, plans, it's all a bit of a mystery. This lack of transparency makes everyone from investors to everyday folks wonder what China's real endgame is. With China's dominance in EVs, one may think that the tidal wave is inescapable. But that's not to say we Americans can't overcome challenges. After all, if we made it to the moon, we can figure out challenges here on Earth. Or we can ban Chinese EVs? If Senator Brown has his way, we'll hit the brakes on Chinese EVs altogether. Whoa, hold on there, Senator. China's EV boom makes some folks nervous, but there's more to the story than bans. Maybe they're just throwing shade, but banning can't be the only answer. Back in the day, when the Chinese started entering the US market in the 70s, the US reacted by imposing trade restrictions on the Japanese, not bans. By the 1990s, the concerns had dissipated, and now Japanese cars found their place in the US market. But with Chinese EVs entering the market, we have a different problem. Why is that? China and the US have not agreed on trade terms and have slapped one another with tariffs. Plus, China is a hostile enemy by proxy if you've heard of Ukraine or Taiwan. How do you feel about a potential American ban on Chinese EVs? Is it right, or is there something else we can do? Let us know in the comments below. What if instead of banning Chinese EV cars, we focus on what we do best? Ingenuity, perseverance, and a style so fresh it influences the world. America! Imagine American battery tech that blows the circuit boards off competitors. Style and comfort packed with features making it irresistible. Sure, China's throwing money at EVs, but we can play that game too. Targeted government investments may level the playing field and help keep a booming American EV industry. Think of the Inflation Reduction Act and what makes EVs eligible for monetary incentives to boost demand. I can understand why the US would ban Chinese EVs to protect American automakers, but there's also the security aspect. The amount of data a vehicle can collect while on American roads is concerning, and we didn't even get into that. However, an astute drone pilot watching this can make the same argument about DJI drones. What about TikTok? Oh, wait. American government already passed legislation to that effect. But even if we ban Chinese EVs, their government is pouring billions of dollars into their country's EV manufacturers, thereby lessening the impact of potential bans. We cover that in this video and see how capitalist ideologies compete with communist money.